I've got some great news. We are live right now.
Are you serious?
Yes, we are.
We're serious about being serious. Howdy, folks. It's the Faith and Fitness Podcast. I am here with Kandace, Fierce Dad, Muscle Mommy. She is the first woman to body slam Hulk Hogan in the WWF. Now she's bending barbells. She's pushing children out of her womb. Kandace, I'm so excited.
I am too.
Wow.
Yes, pushing babies out my womb.
3 of them.
Damn.
Oh, so Kandace, the whole world wants to know, how did all these muscles just pop on your body? What's going down here?
So honestly, after I had Maggie, she's 10 now, so 10 years ago, I was living in Missoula, Montana, and she was a year old, and we went to drop her off at daycare, and I was just like, oh God, I'm just not happy with myself, complaining to the daycare lady, and she's like, you should come to my gym. I was like, okay. She's like, it's CrossFit, have you heard of it? And I was like, yeah. I have. So I went with her, and the very first day was Karen, which is
150 wall balls.
And I was like, okay, whatever. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I get the ball and I start going. I think I did like 10, and then I look over and people are savage, like, you know, breathing, like going.
That's a rough one to start with.
And I just kind of was like, oh shit, like we're racing. That's what CrossFit, we're in it right now. And so that was my very first experience. And the next week was like handstand push-up. I loved it ever since. It was like 10 years ago.
So you came in hot.
Yeah, came in hot. I was like, what the hell is this? Every day the workout was on the whiteboard, not even on social media yet, nothing
Well, and usually
like
you
that.
get a little variety to start. We're gonna do a little this, a little that, and they're like squat and throw the ball against the wall 150 times.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it or hate it.
And I fell in love. And then we moved around a bit. We came to Glendale, Arizona. First, I had a CrossFit gym there, and I started dabbling in coaching a little bit, and then flash forward to 2020, I moved to Scottsdale. And within the following year, once the COVID world allowed me to, I could come into Blair. That's how I found Blair, so 10 years.
10 years in the game.
10 years, in and out of having 3 babies.
And your children are all what ages?
So 11, just turning 11, 7, and 5.
Damn.
2 girls, 1 boy.
And what would you say was like some of your breakthrough phases? Let's say like 0 to 1 years, 1 to 3.
Yeah, so it was kind of funny. After I had Maggie, I told you I had just started, so I was at my heaviest a year postpartum, and with the most postpartum depression at 1 year versus the entire first year of her even being born. So just starting at that year mark, I had lost a bunch of weight, and then boom, wouldn't you know it, I was pregnant with Mia. And then same thing with her, I would get into a rhythm, start feeling myself, really start losing the weight, gaining all this muscle, and then I would get pregnant. and that was good, that was healthy, that's what we wanted. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more, but that was always my setback a little bit. And then now that Rip is 5, I've had 5 years to just keep continuing on, like, and not looking back, knowing I'm not gonna get pregnant again, and just try to be my absolute strongest. And being this age and 3 kids later, I've never been stronger. So
yeah,
it's crazy.
And consistent progress through just perseverance, stubbornness, refusing to back down, continuing to show up.
Yes.
I feel like you have mastered just learning how to run through brick walls.
Usually the madder I am, the better.
I've noticed, yeah. No, she definitely has some positive piss and vinegar in her spirit, where it's like, I'm gonna figure this shit out.
Yes.
And I watched you overcome so many different hurdles with movements, and that's the best part about CrossFit is there's a ton of delayed gratification. We spoke on that in the last podcast about how you're not gonna figure it out overnight. No. You have to be patient. You have to learn to lose. You gotta learn to struggle. You gotta learn to take a step back. You gotta learn to be a little grasshopper and take little baby leaps.
Oh my gosh, I remember the first time, I had no idea how to do a kipping pull-up. I knew nothing.
Did you play sports prior?
Yes. Yes. Growing up, any sport, I played it. Any sport. But I really loved basketball and cross country and golf.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Singing in the club.
Yeah, but I kind of did.
So you were, would you
everything.
call yourself a tomboy growing up?
Oh, I was a huge tomboy. I had socks up to my knees at least until high school, and gym shorts to go to the knee. You know,
Ooh, gangster.
Yeah, I was such a tomboy. I was always, all my best friends were guys who were always playing football and basketball, but I had 2 older brothers, so that's just kind of where I've always felt comfortable.
And then so CrossFit just was like, this makes sense.
Yes, this makes sense. When I saw everybody drooling over the barbell and dying, I was like, oh, I'm right where I belong.
But the beautiful thing is that she's strong and feminine, and I think that's a misconception of people that don't CrossFit. They just see CrossFit games. And there's such a thing as the sport of CrossFit and the lifestyle of CrossFit.
Yes.
Well, we're doing this because we want to be doing this when we're 70 and 80.
Exactly.
So we're not necessarily just thinking about today, we're thinking about how can we keep doing this for the long haul.
100%.
So what's been your secret for longevity?
Honestly, I think especially since starting Blur and wanting to work out this hard and have a level of fitness for myself and aesthetics for myself, recovery always. So the sauna, the ice bath, but not just that, just taking time for myself, that hour to go for a walk and having mental clarity, anything like that is gonna help you succeed and keep showing up.
Yes. If you want to train like an athlete, you have to recover like an athlete.
Yes.
And you have to eat like an athlete.
Yes.
I just had a conversation with a member this morning. I was like, what'd you eat? She goes, a date and a carrot. I said, what are you, a bird?
Exactly.
You need to eat, woman.
You can't fuel off of that.
Yes.
And I think that's a huge issue, especially with women in the fitness industry. They think they can just starve themselves, and really it's just doing you more damage in the long run.
And because you're not building muscle,
Yes.
and then because of that, you may be storing on a little bit of excess weight that you don't want because you're not building muscle, which burns fat. And
ruining your metabolism.
How many grams of protein you stack in a day, brother?
150.
Damn, dog.
150.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your favorite
150.
sources?
Steak. Steak and eggs.
Cows, why are you so delicious?
Steak and eggs, baby, every day, steak and eggs. And I do cottage cheese, I do everything. I don't hold back.
So we're in alignment there.
Yeah, mine is mainly all whole foods, and it is my main source of protein is from meat.
Have you ever heard the Family Guy song? Steak and eggs and steak. That's what we have for breakfast.
Oddly enough, no.
I don't know any of the other lyrics, but it's worth a Google.
Never amazes me how many lyrics you know.
So what would you say has been the most gratifying part of this style of training, and why do you love it so much?
I think honestly for me is just knowing that I am a mom that actually has muscle. It really, I know it sounds silly, but it is really that. Like, I did it. If you would have told me when I was 15 that I'd be 35 with being able to lift what I do and I'd have 3 kids and all this, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like maybe, but to actually do it and to know how much time and effort I've put in, it's a lot. It's a lot. So it just
creates a humble confidence, and you have that perfectly down.
Yeah.
And it definitely gives you evidence
Yeah.
that I can do this. I've got thousands of hours of evidence that I've already done it.
Yes, and you know exactly what it takes. Like, you have to eat right. You can't out-train a bad diet. I've learned that. I've done fitness while being overweight. You can't out-train your diet. So
we'll have to flash the before and after photo of
Yes.
how far Kandace has come. It's crazy.
Yes.
And to this day, Kandace is still talking herself into coming to Blur every day.
Every single
Wednesday
day.
this week, she was on her way to the Village, this little cute ritzy gym, and she said, "What am I doing?" Flipped a bitch in the road.
I did.
Drove her ass to Blur because you were sore that day. I think that's what it was. She was sore.
I was gonna go recover.
On the fence. Soreness is not an excuse for a rest day. We're
Right.
training. We'll give you Sunday. We'll give you the Lord's Day. Besides that, we're getting it in up in this mother.
Yes.
Go.
I did. I turned right around and I came back. Zero regrets. Zero regrets. Never, ever. I mean, we all say it. You show up, you get the workout in, you leave so much happier. Every time. I've never regretted it, but every day I'm like, God, I don't want to go. And that's real.
And
it is. It's real because I know how hard the workouts are, but I just know it's going to outweigh.
And that should
how I
build
feel.
confidence for anyone listening, because if someone as advanced as Kandace is still wrestling with exhausted emotions,
Yes.
don't feel bad if you're wrestling with your exhausted emotions, but we can't trust exhausted emotions because they will lead us down the wrong road.
Yeah. Oh God, I'd never be where I am.
As soon as we start moving our body, the motion of lotion, or the lotion is the motion.
Yes.
As we
Feels so
continue
much
to do
better.
that, all of a sudden you get your mojo flowing and you start hitting monster lifts. Maybe at the bottom of the squat clean, you even tinkle your pants a little bit. You keep going.
3 kids. 3 kids.
But I love that you're transparent about it and you like come to share with us. I didn't want to be here today, but I'm here.
I do. I straight up didn't want to come, but I'm here and I love it. And I love you and I love being, that matters too. And you want to surround yourself with people at the gym that you want to, I'd miss you guys if I wasn't here. I hate being away. That's real.
And when we train together, the energy feeds off of each other. I'm barking like a dog. She's howling like a coyote. Before you know it, big weights are being thrown over your head as you just get that.
The whole crowd's cheering.
They are. They go.
And then you leave and you realize it's Wednesday at 9. And we got nowhere else to go. And I'm like, what just happened?
You go out into the real world and you see all the people that haven't created that stimulus in their body. They haven't got that blood flow, and you're like,
and they're not happy.
They're not. Would you just, while you're walking into Circle K, lunge your ass in there. Lunge your ass in there, honey.
It's true. It's true. It's so sad to see the general population just dwindle away. They don't take care of themselves. They eat like shit.
And it's just a game of momentum. As a famous philosopher, Nick Peterson, said, stack wins. As you get the momentum going,
that's right.
You get a win, you get another win. It just flows. And me personally, I love CrossFit for how it unleashes all the gifts God gave me, so I can use CrossFit to really harness whatever my purpose is that day and let it trickle in, because nothing is gonna come easy, and the CrossFit workout's never easy.
Never.
Especially the ones, there's some of them that are deceptively hard, and there's some of them where it's just blatant on the board, and you're like, ooh.
This one's gonna hurt.
Yeah, this week we did a 27, 21, 15, 9 front squat pull-up, and I was like, whoa.
Brutal.
We're coming out the gates just with...
It's good to be humbled. It is. It's good to be humbled, and that's another thing with CrossFit. It will always humble you, and I think that's why I love coming back every day, because you're never gonna be... You're always going to get better. There's always something that's going to be, you're either going to get stronger. I always say that. I'm like, we got stronger today. That might have sucked, but we definitely got stronger.
I felt my muscles ripping. And if you didn't know, you're actually not building muscles in the gym, you're tearing them. And
That's correct.
Eating protein, drinking water, getting sleep,
gonna rebuild
sauna, cold plunge, you're repairing. That's where the tear and repair comes into play. But yes, that's what I love about it also, is the butterflies. And I feel like people get to this place in life where they don't want to experience nervousness or discomfort.
Totally.
And I love before every CrossFit workout, like if Kandace is coaching, she's like, all right, Jake, 10 seconds. And I'm like, ooh, I'm puckering.
Yeah, literally.
and same goes for this. Right before we started the camera, I had a little tingle in my, little tingle in the innards, But we got to do things that are uncomfortable.
You do.
I realized there's some psychologists saying that the same feeling we get of butterflies of nervousness is actually the same emotion as excitement. So I realized I'm just really excited.
Right.
I'm really excited right now.
It's true.
So it's great encouragement to those of you who are wondering oh, these guys, that's what they do. That's how they live.
Yes.
But every day we're still having to fight for it.
It's still a struggle to show up.
It
but
is.
again, you have to remember how you feel when you're done versus if you didn't go at all. Or say you miss a whole week, how do you feel? Versus when you show up all week.
Yeah, and the results of your physical aspirations are going to be delayed, but the results of what it does for you mentally and spiritually
right away
are instant.
Good point. Yeah. That visual reaction of looking in the mirror and putting yourself on a scale every day, not seeing, because I've been there, especially after having just that postpartum part is so hard, and just being like, oh, I gotta lose this weight after this, after that, but really you're getting so much stronger in that time too. So that's really when it's tough to keep showing up, is when you're not seeing results. But you just know you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, and encouragement to anyone out there who isn't seeing results. You're seeing results in your integrity. You're seeing results in your discipline, your determination, your dedication. As you continue to show up, you're building results with the discipline, with the integrity. And those over time are going to create physical results. If you have the integrity to say, if I'm going to show up, I'm going to show up. I said I was going to be there, I'm going to be there.
Yes.
Over time, what needs to happen will happen. If you have the discipline to say, I'm going to eat another healthy meal, I'm going to push away the chips. If that happens over time.
Well, right.
So,
and when you do get to that point of eating healthy for so long and then go back and say you enjoy Jack in the Box or whatever it is, you feel like shit.
Jack in the Crack.
Yeah, but then you know how you feel, and then that encourages you to almost go be like, why would I do that? I don't want to feel like that. Treat your body like a temple, like it is.
Amen.
This is the only one you get. Yeah. So you're either going to continue feeling it with shit or feel better about yourself. It's up to you.
Don't let Jack in the Crack's stoner advertisements lure you in at 2 a.m.
More like
we
10
know you
a.m.
had that weed brownie.
It's more like 10 a.m. I'm like,
they are open 24 hours a day.
Those tacos, though.
Oh, that's your thing?
No, they're bad for you. We don't eat that shit. Not up in here.
I remember having a flashback of my mother coming home wasted after my sister's country music show with 30 Taco Bell tacos.
Good for her.
I know,
Shoot. But again, you have to live that balanced life. Like I was telling you, I'm very good about that. I definitely would be that mom. But your mom's going to be in the gym on Monday.
She will, Mom. I know you're going to be.
You know what? I know your mom's going to be in the gym on Monday.
But substances lower your inhibitions.
Correct. We're not agreeing with that.
But you have great balance. You like to have a few drinks here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is about finding that balance.
And we're two people that used to be pretty heavy stoners, man.
Yeah. Edibles.
Freaking out, man.
We used to share the edibles a lot.
Yeah, and we've overcome it.
Yeah, we really have.
I'm very grateful for that because I firmly believe the best version of yourself is the sober version of you.
Yes.
And
you've helped me with that.
Oh, I'm grateful that
you've helped me with so many things, from that to getting back into the church, starting back at CCV. You've been such a great leader, and I think everybody needs some type of leadership in their life. Like I have all those ladies in my garage.
Grateful. Yes.
Everybody needs somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I do believe we could work out till we're blue in the face. We could eat healthy all day. We could keep making all these physical improvements. But unless we fill the God-sized hole in our heart, everything else is meaningless. So I'm grateful that
100%.
Yeah,
you've been that person for me, so I'm so thankful for that. And I know that God brought me to Blur for a reason, and I can never see myself leaving.
I know. We're gonna be doing
besties for the resties.
By the time we're 90, we're gonna be doing freaking back handsprings.
Fit. Muscle mommy's gonna be muscle granny.
Oh, nobody does it like grandma. Nobody does it like grandma. So your ladies in the garage, talk about them. She's got a gang of ladies that she's leading in her neighborhood.
Yes.
She's got them all swoolly mammoth in a feminine manner.
I do.
Talk about it, girl.
Honestly, in 2020, when all the gyms were shut down, we had just moved into our Scottsdale house, and I was like, I need a space to work out. So I started building our garage gym. And at the same time, I was like, I feel like this calling, I'm just gonna go get certified for personal training. And so I did, the world was shut down, so whatever I could do online, and I had a baby. So I got it, my certification, and at that time I had finished building my gym. One of my neighbor ladies had walked by, and I was like, hey, what do you think if I gave you a free personal training session if you came in here and wanted to hire me, however it went. Came in, loved it, we became best friends. I've been training her ever since.
Wow.
Since then, I have 6 ladies now, but at one point I had 12 ladies, and I was going from 6 a.m. till noon every single day during COVID. And having Rip in the little baby carrier, aging from 67 all the way down to in their 20s. And
they've made crazy progress.
So my one client, Debbie, she started with me in her retirement. She had never held a plank, never stepped up onto a box, never touched a barbell, never touched a dumbbell really. She lost 80 pounds. She's lost 80 pounds with me.
Debbie,
and
go on
she,
with your best self,
yeah,
Debbie.
she has spent her retirement with me. She can deadlift 160 pounds. She can back. I mean, she's just incredible. In the last 5 years, the progress she's made. But besides her, just all the moms I take care of. I have 6 moms right now that I train, and they walk over and they get their fitness on before they go take care of their kids, and I love it. I love taking time out of my day for them.
Yeah.
It fuels me. It gives me a purpose, and I just think that's important to have.
What's your favorite part about coaching?
Honestly, when people hit their goals, I know I'm always that hype girl. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, like cheering, but it's genuine.
Yeah, she brings the energy. I
So
love taking her
genuine, and
class.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, you got your wall walk, or you got your pull up, like I am that excited
Because
for you.
you know what it felt like when
Yes,
you got
I've
your
been
first
there.
wall walk.
Oh my God.
And I think everybody thinks when they see Kandace that she just walked in snatching 155. She
Yeah.
walked in deadlifting 275.
No.
She was at the root
Bottom.
of it too, and she
Bottom.
slowly, so knowing how good it feels
Yeah.
good to see other people reach that.
Yes, that is my absolute favorite part, and it is funny because I do think people think I'm.
And how old is Debbie again, you said?
She is almost 65. So
We're not
she's in her
supposed to
60s.
ask women's age.
No,
but
yeah,
come on, Debbie.
it's her retirement.
So there's a pandemic of lazy doctors giving lazy advice, of telling ladies that are around that age saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing CrossFit, you shouldn't be training like that,
Yes.
or high intensity is bad for your metabolism. Which,
Yes.
That's a doctor saying this to you? What would you say to people that have gotten terrible advice about
it's
not
so hard.
strengthening their muscles, or
It's so hard.
not taking their lungs to full capacity, and not getting their heart rate up? I was mind blown to be hearing multiple doctors actually saying this to people.
Yes.
Here, actually, I got some big pharma pills. Here, pills are
exactly.
good. Pills are good.
The blood pressure medicine. That's the one thing my client had gotten off, is she was so excited because she was on blood pressure medicine, and after 8 months of working out with me, she completely got rid of her blood pressure medicine. So that does work. Lifting weights does work. I don't know why doctors always want to throw pills down their throat when they're the ones half the time too that aren't even in shape themselves. I think that's the hardest part. Be careful with who you're seeing as a physician.
Make sure they walking that talk.
Exactly. Exactly.
We ain't new to this, we true to this, honey.
Yes. Did you know that the majority of men die on the toilet because they can't stand up?
That's the end.
That's where it ends for them. So I like to pass that along to men because I'm like, don't give up squatting. Even if it's to the chair, stand up a few times.
Great point.
Get used to it.
And there's a lot of people that are, oh, I'm a cyclist, or oh, I walk, or I like
Right.
to hike.
Right, which
or
is great, but
I swim, whatever it may be. If you're not activating every single muscle in your body, whatever muscles are not being activated will become decrepit and a liability to you later in life. That's why
100%.
I absolutely love CrossFit, because
yes.
you're taking every muscle to exhaustion. You're confusing them every week because you're hitting them from new angles. So I challenge anyone out there who has a specific niche of maybe just running. To me, there's nothing more dangerous than someone who runs every day.
You gotta lift weights.
You gotta lift weights.
You have to lift weights. I actually just saw a study on Pilates, which I love Pilates. I do Pilates myself, but as an accessory. Like, you still have to. You're never going to have that progressive overload, and you're never going to gain muscle if you're not putting extra weight in your hands,
So,
right?
ladies, you can do all that cute shit, but after you put in that grunt work.
That's
you know,
exactly.
You can do all
what
this
I'm
little,
saying.
you can do all this little,
Booty kickback.
that little cute shit. After you done the squats and the deadlifts and the lunges and the burpees, dog. What's up, fool?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
You can pray with me, but don't play with me, girl.
That's why I love him. That's why I love him.
Sorry. Let's calm down. Sorry.
No.
But yes, that's essentially what we're trying to get at here, is that constantly varied functional movements performed at a high intensity doesn't necessarily mean that you're coming in here and we're doing sloppy deadlifts till we die. No. There's a Venn diagram. Venn diagram.
Yeah.
2 circles. Intensity, form. Is the circles that's in the middle of the Venn diagram, that's where you live, honey. In the middle of intensity and form, where you're bringing it and you're holding good form. So many people are like,
So true.
Oh my God.
So true.
If I do it, I'm gonna get hurt. I'm like, well, don't lift like a jackass.
Yeah, ego
Hold good
lifting.
form while you're doing it. And here we're promoting that. If I see someone that ever rounds their back, I'm like, drop the bar, dog.
Yeah. We talk about it all the time, ego lifting.
And that's
you
the
know?
beautiful thing is you actually, if you come in here, you would realize that, wow, everybody's moving really well in here. And the
Yes.
dangerous thing is for you to go to a gym without supervision and to do it by yourself where no one is actually guiding you. I saw this at Mountainside the other day. There was someone doing a cat daddy deadlift. And
no.
I know. And I was like, does he want me to approach him right now? Should I help him? And so the thing is when you go to a CrossFit gym, and it's not like your typical franchise, so it's not like you go into Chipotle, they're all the same. You gotta do your research, you gotta make sure the gym has been around for 13, 14 years. So they've been taking the jiggle at your wiggle since 2011, aged like a fine wine, in a crock pot, slowly marinating. So,
Yes. That is Blur. Come to Blur.
Oh, that's If you find that place, coaches who care, because nobody cares what you know until they know that you care, and everyone here gives a shit. We give so much shits. And
Oh, yeah.
So with that supervision, you're in the safest place. And I've realized that over the years as well, comparatively speaking to sports. Go play a pickup game of basketball, or Thanksgiving we play touch football and everybody's dropping like flies, or people on the electric bike flying off. As far as danger goes, CrossFit is actually super safe.
Yes.
If you're not being a dumbass. And you come in hydrated. Out of all my years of coaching, the number one injury I see is rooted in dehydration and sleep deprivation.
Totally.
So take your ass to bed.
Yes.
And drink your water. Drink so much water that you just start urinating on your partner in your sleep.
Speaking of your partner. You do need to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? You have to take care of yourself and prioritize yourself.
So we have 1 out of 24 hours to devote.
Right.
It's 3.5% of your day. It's so small, but it's so easy to have excuses be brought to your attention. And so Kandace is always taking the first window.
Yes.
And I'm a big believer of taking the first window. I've always noticed people that work out earlier are more consistent than people that work out later.
Yeah, it's
and
tough.
So,
because I sometimes will be here at 5 p.m., you know, so I feel
if you have to, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to do it.
And that is one thing about Kandace I love too, is that it doesn't matter what time, she's gonna prioritize it. She's making it happen.
Yes.
She's got 3 kids in sports. Like the word busy gets overused a lot. Mama's busy.
I'm busy. Yeah, if you want a clean house and everybody fed and all of the laundry done with 3 kids, you're just busy, as you just are. And then to be able to get an hour in the gym.
Talk about Kandace who does work out versus Kandace who doesn't.
Yeah. So my family hates when I work out at 5 because that means I have to wait all day.
And what kind of Kandace do they get?
Oh, I just have it's like, you know, when you're hangry, you gotta eat a Snickers. If you're angry because you haven't worked out, that's literally me. Thankfully I do have I can do some stuff in my garage. I have that option, or the tribe, thank God. But just getting any type of sweat, I have to. Mentally, I deal with a lot of anxiety anyways, and so without even realizing that how much fitness was helping me, it was when I was missing workouts. I'm like, oh shit.
Now it's out of control.
I need to work out. I understand like what helps me.
And
the gym is bootleg therapy for me. Like that, you made up the word, but I use it because I'm like, that's real for me. I need it. It's totally.
And I love how many options you've given yourself. So Kandace has a garage gym in case she's in a time crunch.
Yeah.
She's got a pimped out garage gym. It's so sweet.
It is sweet.
And she's got a membership at the Village.
Yep.
She also, before she became a tribe coach, you were doing the tribe as well.
Yeah.
So you were just finding ways to make it work instead of finding excuses. Whether you're trying to find a way to make it work, you'll find it. And if you're looking to find a way to make an excuse, you'll find that too.
Oh God, yeah.
So
true. So true. And I tell the tribe every day when I log on to coach, I'm like, I'm so proud of you for logging on, especially on a replay. It's hard enough to just get on there and record the workout. Imagine getting on and like, okay, here we go. I know I'm going to get my ass kicked, but I'm going to work out anyways. But again, when you're done, you feel so much better. And it really isn't just the sweat and like, okay, I love the way I look. It really is a mental release for me. It does, I mean, it's huge. I always say I stay off medicine because I can work out. So
yes, amen. And it
helps me immensely.
It strengthens your battle in spiritual warfare. After you're done, you have this fighting spirit alive in you. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden you're going from, oh, I'm so overwhelmed, to good, I'm overwhelmed. I got a full plate because Papa's hungry, Mama's hungry. And what would you rather be? Would you rather be underwhelmed? Would you rather just be whelmed with your whelmed ass?
Yes, I'd be very bored.
Yeah.
I'd be very bored, but I don't think a lot of people realize what they're missing. Like, I think they're really just walking around maybe unhappy, and they're like, they know what they should be doing. They know they should be going to the gym, but they just don't know how good it feels yet. I really genuinely believe that. You just have to get
and if you look at it, average person, let's say you work 40 hours a week. If you sleep 7 hours a night, 49 hours. Okay, 49 hours of sleep, 40 hours of work. There's 168 hours in the week. What's going on with the other 70, 80 hours? There's a lot of time more than people realize. So no matter how busy you are, the more busy you are, the more you need it, you can still prioritize time. It's, again, 3.5% of your day.
Yeah.
1 out of 24 hours.
I'd like to see the scroll time.
How much time are you on the screen?
And
now there's compound screens.
What?
You're watching The Bachelor in Paradise, and you're looking at TikTok at the same damn time.
And I got 3 iPads next to me.
Yeah. You know, I realized with my son Julian, when he gets too much screen time, he kind of becomes a little ass.
Yeah, it's
real. I thought to myself, I'm like,
real.
It's the same for adults. We just disguise our temper tantrums better. But
Absolutely.
when we abuse screen time, the same little demons are still there.
Yes, and you're just sitting there, comparison is a thief of joy. Again, like most women are sitting there just looking at other women wishing, oh, I wish I looked like that, or I wish I could lift like that. I mean, it's good to have someone to look up to, but also if you're sitting there and you're just feeling bad about yourself, some people just need that little kick in the butt.
And I think it's just perspective. If the average person is 6-8 hours of screen time a day.
Yeah, which it is. That is people's average.
But for us to work out 6 to 8 hours a week is crazy. But for you to be on your phone 6 to 8 hours a day is normal.
Right.
And so this is we actually had this discussion in Bible study this morning, going against the grain of the cultural norms. And this is a huge one, to go against the grain, because, most of the population, if you look around, they're not exercising.
No.
So you have to challenge yourself to go against the grain of cultural norms of just going home and being like old Papa, coming home, undoing the belt, and just letting the belly hang and drinking.
Sick.
The old Midwest dad.
I don't work this hard to come home to that.
Yeah, you're at home scratching your nuts.
No, you gotta take care of yourself.
There's still a sink full of dishes.
Disgusting.
Trash stinking, take it out. Come on.
No, you absolutely have to take care of yourself. Both parties.
And I think it's important to talk about how, if you are neglecting yourself, how truly it rubs off not only on your own self, but everyone in your family, your friend circle.
Yes.
You're radiating that to them as well. And
absolutely. And your kids are watching. I mean, my kids don't necessarily want to work out every day, but they're absolutely interested in sweating. Like, they'll be like, okay, let's do it today. Just that even little bit of curiosity and seeing me do it, it's instilling into their head every day. Yeah. That's just what we do. Mom works out every day. Like, that's built into them now, that even if they don't want to, which they won't, just like we don't, but they're gonna show up anyway.
Yeah, know? Come on, Rip. Stop looking at me, Swan.
My kids' love for Billy Madison is out of this world, but it's fine.
It's timeless.
Adam Sandler.
Well, it's such a great point of investing in yourself and continuing to invest in yourself so you can continue to unleash these new levels of greatness that are inside of you.
Yeah.
Every human has all these seeds of potential and greatness just waiting to be unleashed. on the other side of doing the things they don't want to do in the moment. So there's two things that I'm realizing are hindering us is procrastination. Tomorrow is the devil's day, putting it off till tomorrow. Today is the day. And also instant gratification. So instantly you're gratified if you just lay down. Mm-hmm. Instantly you're gratified if you go through the drive-thru at Mickey D's. Ooh.
I'm like, are you?
No, you're not. But yeah, actually that was another topic we had this morning at the men's group was against the grain. And going with the grain is that procrastination mentality and putting it off. So challenging anybody out there, there's something right now, and it's not saying there's something right now that we're putting off that we need to grow with too. But just attempting and going for your blind spots and saying, all right, what's the next way I can get better? What's the next way I can grow? What's the next way I can challenge myself? Because oftentimes people grow, and then they hit 18, and then they just repeat that same year until they're 70.
Absolutely.
And so we're called to continue to grow and evolve. And what better way than getting extremely discomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Discomfortable.
Discomfort.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
It's just, I can't sing its praises enough about how much CrossFit trickles into everything in life.
Absolutely everything.
And I'm so grateful for that, CrossFit. Thank you. Are you listening, CrossFit?
Yes. And I was also going to mention too, my one of my clients who's a mom has a son who has Down syndrome, and she has to carry him all the time. And he's going into 5th grade. He's 80 pounds plus for sure, and she's lifting him up and out of the car seat, into the car, wherever. If he just doesn't want to walk, she's carrying him. And so for her, and it's so gratifying for me, is just I'm strengthening her to be able to care for him. So CrossFit trickling outside is real. Lifting in general is real for people. I mean, it's not just, that's like the most real explanation they can have to take care of your loved ones forever.
Amen. Yeah. And we are all called to be leaders in our influence, whether it is with our immediate family, our extended family, or our friends, or even just people passing by. I truly believe that every interaction is divine and has the potential of you being a miracle in someone's life. And once you do such a hard workout, I'm realizing that the fruit of the Spirit comes out of me more. I'm a lot more selfless after I take care of myself.
Oh, totally.
And I'm ready to serve others on a higher level. Of kind of gotten all the...
How many chicken nuggets you want? You want my extra fries? How about a milkshake?
Oh,
I'm like, what do you want? Give my kid anything you want after a workout. I'm a new mommy. I am reborn.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You're ready to share.
Yeah. It just puts you in a better mood. It's trickling off your attitude, your behavior to everybody.
What advice do you have to someone that's stuck in a fitness rut?
Oof. That's tough. I would say find something new that is going to motivate you. So whether that be a new class, whether it be a new walking trail, whether it be buying yourself a new pair of fitness shoes, whatever it is, take progress over perfection, like one little small step at a time. That's the best thing you can do. Get a new calendar. Anything to help you self-motivate. Everyone knows how to do a little self-care. So I feel like that's your first step.
Just getting a little win.
Yeah, putting it on your calendar even, or buying a calendar. The first
I remember you
step
saying
is
that
huge.
about pen and paper, how you write down when you're going to work out.
Yeah, and I try to stick to it. With 3 kids, it's not realistic every week, and it's totally different. But I think just knowing that that's what you're going to do this week, it's part of your schedule, just like taking a shower is. Like it's essential. It's not a question. It took a long. I mean, it wasn't until after my firstborn that I fell into that. And then after having a kid, I'd be like, okay, I'm exhausted. I don't want to go at all. I was feeling shitty about myself, but continuing on, I would buy a new pair of shoes. I would do something for myself. I'd be like, okay, I can get back into the gym this week. You just have to force yourself. A little tough love on yourself too.
Yeah, and over time, you go from your 10th deadlift to your 100th deadlift to your 1000th deadlift to your 10,000th deadlift. And it seems like it's not going anywhere. All of a sudden, that compound interest, just like with money, but with muscle, all of a sudden it starts to add up. And That's what I love about how you've just stuck with CrossFit for so long.
Yes.
Because
I'll never ever quit.
yeah, and
It's
whether it
functional
takes
fitness, right?
yeah, and if it takes a new pair of shoes or something like that.
Whatever it is to get you out of the rut.
Yeah, but I will say on the other end of that is there's a lot of people out there that are jumping from program to program every 3 months because they're not sticking with anything.
Yes.
And if you're ever trying to build a real base of strength,
It's really hard.
it takes time.
Yeah.
So
And it's really hard to see those people say like, oh, I just am not having any progress. The scale hasn't moved or this or that. I'm like,
the scale,
yeah, but you
throw
can't-
your scale away.
throw your scale away, number one.
Your
Number
body
two,
composition is changing and you know
Yes.
it. Come on.
Yeah.
And
You
the
can't
scale
take a
doesn't-
month off.
Yeah.
I mean, if you show up for 3 months and take 1 month off, you're derailing.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you showed up for 3 months. If you take that 1 whole month off, you've already derailed all of that progress.
Shift your mindset from as soon as possible to as long as it takes.
Yeah.
From the womb to the tomb,
Did
we
you just make that
kicking,
up?
scratching, and clawing.
From the womb to the tomb, baby. Wait, I love that.
That's a clip
I'm
right
keeping
there.
that one.
Yes. Oh,
And it
but
is-
that's just something I'm super grateful that God instilled that in me where, hey, I love the Vikings. I'm with the Vikings for life.
Yeah.
I love you, Jesus. I'm with you for life. CrossFit, I'm
with
in
you for
this.
life.
I'm in this for life.
Yes.
And there can be a little bit of if you know it works, if you know it adds priceless value to your day, you should always prioritize it. And that's something that I've realized. For me, going to church is the ultimate way I recharge. It adds priceless value to me. So regardless if I'm in the mood or not, I'm going because I know what it feels
Right.
like not to.
Exactly.
Same with exercising. You know what it feels like when you don't go. So all right, if it adds priceless value, it's always going to be at the top of the priority list. And I've had people on the tribe that be like, oh, thanks, I lost 30 pounds. I quit, thank you. And I'm like,
Yeah, then they're done.
what?
Yeah.
This is the
Why
best
would you do
results
that?
I ever got. Thank you, I'm going to go do something else now. What?
It's it's for sure frustrating. Because it's like, you got it right here. You just have to keep going.
You gotta keep doing it.
Yeah, it's
I had
tough.
that epiphany. I've been doing a lot of 10,000 meter rows lately.
Yes.
It says a little summer shred. Me and Simone have this thing on the 4th of July. We're gonna pop the top on the Corvette and
Oh,
we're gonna
shit.
flash our hairy udders to the world.
Oh man, put it in your
So
calendar.
I've been doing a little shred and
Shit.
the 10,000 meter rows. It's actually a great time to just, as my body's moving, my mind can just be still. There's a scripture I love that says, be still and know that I'm God. So as I'm rowing, I'm just letting my mind be still. And I heard the Holy Spirit talking to me while I was rowing, and it just kept saying, do it again, forgive again, say you're sorry again, deny your flesh again, pick up your cross again, keep eating healthy again, work out again, all these things that
Positive affirmation.
go to bed at an early time again, do it again. And I'm realizing that in my journey, a lot of the like, all right, what's my ambition for the next six months? To continue to get repetition on the positive things that I've been doing and to not let them fall by the wayside.
Oh, absolutely.
This is like, you don't work out to hit a certain place and then walk away. And it's the same with your faith journey, and it's the same with your marriage. You don't get married and say, all right, we're coasting now. That's when the relationship begins. You got to keep
Absolutely.
pursuing your lover. You got to keep
Yes.
pursuing them. So that was a huge epiphany I had on the rower last week. It was like, do it again.
Yeah, sometimes you just need those moments
it
of
was-
self-reflection. It's either that or the sauna.
Yes, the sauna's a great place.
Yes, get lost.
Unless there's some creeps D9ers in
Yeah,
there.
get lost. It's hard to get lost in my positive affirmation thoughts right now, sir.
So, what are you, a wrestler? Will you turn around? Can I see your back muscles?
You're like, I'm praying. Leave me alone.
What would you say to someone that is lacking confidence? What can they do to start to build that?
Again, I think progress over perfection. Showing up every day and knowing that I really you have to have yourself humbled, I feel, to know that it's not going to be perfect every day, but you can still hold that confidence. Like, I am a strong mom. Like I'm not gonna be perfect. If I miss, I get pissed when I miss my lifts. It's like, okay, but I'm still super strong. I still have had 3 babies and I'm ton of muscle. Like why am I getting beat up over this? There's no point. Just keep moving, just keep cruising. I'm alive and life's good. There's nothing that's important,
Amen.
So I feel like that's where I hold my confidence, is just, I am who I am. This is what I love.
Yes.
I just own that presence.
And I think there's a big part of it where you just accept grace, because a lot of these alpha personalities in here are super hard on themselves to the point where they're demanding perfection over progress instead of vice versa. Where it's like, you know what? I'm not where I ought to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be.
Exactly.
I've come far. Every time I've gotten knocked down, I get back up.
Yep.
And the beautiful thing is, God can take whatever mess I made and he can make a message out of it, and he can continue to use any of my mistakes or any of my setbacks, or maybe I had a bad weekend, I fell backwards with eating, or maybe you went on a bender or something. It's like, get back up, you've been gifted a new day.
Turn on the song Confident by Demi Lovato and strut your shit.
Song. Who's that?
What?
Will you sing?
No.
No.
I got that confidence, baby. That's not the song.
That's good. But there's evidence behind every workout. Every time you get one, you can reflect back on it and say, you know what? I remember 4 weeks ago, I was dying in this workout.
Yes.
30 reps into 100, and I ended up doing the 100. I did it then. That's confidence that I can do it again.
Absolutely. I remember in the old Blur Red Dungeon when we had that squat clean party, and I hit 145-pound squat clean, and I thought the roof was, I was like, woo! Cheer, you know what I mean? Just having, and I didn't know at the time that was, I mean, it's heavy, but it's not like it was the best in the gym. But for me, I was I was like, hell yeah, I did it, I'm here. And I thought this was the coolest thing, just being able to look back at that now and be like, look at me.
Look how far I've come.
But I didn't even think of that in my head, that I would come further. I just, like you said, I just kept showing up, and now I'm double that weight. So it's just wild how.
Well, you see super successful people like Kandace, and you think it was this overnight success, but really it was a million baby steps in the right direction.
Yes, for years.
And I think a lot of social media is all these get rich quick or get ripped quick, or
Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Yeah. I don't want to bash on it too much.
Well, no, there's just no quick fix. And
that's the problem.
If you're looking for shortcuts, you're gonna look for even greater harm that could possibly follow alongside of it.
Like liver failure.
Yeah, so I mean, just accepting the fact that there isn't going to be shortcuts, and just being ready to grind. Again, I've personally been adopting this attitude of not wanting it as soon as possible, but saying as long as it takes.
Yes.
And in the meantime, I know God has everything working for me, not against me. So whatever's happening, I'm seeing a problem as an opportunity. I'm seeing a setback as a setup. He wants to sharpen my character, or he wants me to grow in this area. So let's sit in it, and let's figure out how I can use this to get better. And we actually were talking about this in the men's group this morning, that a lot of people use the phrase, oh, I'm just in this season of life, and it's just, well, eventually I won't be struggling anymore. It's just the season I'm in. What if we shifted our mindset to, it's a semester, and as soon as I figure out how to pass this test, I'm gonna reach a new level. But at that new level, there's gonna be a new devil. But if I look at it as a semester, okay, now I'm not just sitting and dwelling and being in a victim mentality of, oh, I'm in this season, but all right, I gotta pass this test. And how can we advance to the next level? And it's been a huge perspective shift for me personally. I've needed, since we opened this big facility, needed a lot of financial miracles.
For sure.
And I at first I was like, well, I'm in this season of just, I'm like, no, this is a semester of God saying, all right, if you're gonna be faithful with a little, then I'll give you a lot. But let's make sure you're faithful with a little and be faithful with what you have. And so it's been super encouraging actually to go through that grind and to see every problem truly as an opportunity. And me and Jason Goodwin, one of the fellows I train, we always say this back and forth, that not expecting a problem is the biggest problem. And And when we go through our day and something throws it off and we're like, and we're all of a sudden it's too much. But if we expect them and then recast the vision of seeing that problem as an opportunity, we can use exercise to build that fighting spirit to conquer everything that comes in our path after.
Oh, absolutely. I love what you just said. That was
Thanks.
Great. Yeah, you're so good with your words sometimes. This is why I love my coach. It's just like, preach to me. Preach to me.
I just asked God to speak through me before we start.
100%. And I do love that, and you always are very good about, like I've said this to you before, about encouraging others all the time. I truly believe you're exactly where you should be, and in this facility, you have had to level up. It's been fun to watch. Honestly, since the very,
Well, and the whole gym has grown together, and that's the cool part of having a fitness family is we get to see each other's progress, and the iron continues to sharpen the iron. If the iron meets wood, the iron just destroys the wood. But we have everyone in here deciding we're going to be iron. We're going to keep using each other to sharpen each other. All right, she's still going on the burpees. I'm going to keep going on these burpees.
Sure.
And
push and motivate each other.
Yeah, and we've all really grown a lot together. Look at us.
We really have. I'm really proud of you.
We both put our big boy pants on. And,
we did.
And I think just acknowledging, embracing that the struggle's not going to stop. It's going to keep showing its face in new, different ways. And harnessing exercise as the tool to be able to overcome everything that's outside of this gym.
100%.
And then using the time in the gym to just pause everything outside of the gym for 1 hour.
And it does work. I don't know how it does. I don't even actually think about it. When I get in here, I've had maybe 1 or 2 out of 4 days here where I'm like, God, I just can't turn it off. I just feel like crap. But 95% of the time I'm in here and it's instant switch. The music's up, I'm feeling great, I'm happy no matter what. I go back outside, I'm gonna handle that problem a lot differently than like when I first came in.
Yeah, like, I saw your kid punching my kid. And before the workout, I was gonna whoop that ass.
Right, but then after the workout,
I'm praying for you.
I was legit. God bless.
And I think it is a great place to segue to the perspective of anyone that has never done this. You don't know what you don't know. So you have maybe all these preconceived notions of what it is. I would challenge you to also leave that at the door. Come in with an open mind and say, you know what? I'm seeing all these people get insane results.
Insane results.
Instead of just being on the sideline, maybe I should get in the game.
Yes.
Maybe you should pull your thumb out of your bum.
You should.
Or maybe you're sucking on it. Maybe don't do both.
Yeah, not at the same time.
Instead of drooling on your pillow, get your ass out of bed.
Drool on the barbell.
Drool on the barbell.
We do it every day.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, what would you say to someone that has never done it to encourage them to take that first step?
Oh man, the one thing I love about Blur is my 1 p.m. hour with all of my friends, with Tom and Larry and Todd. And honestly, everyone at that hour is such a different walks of life. Our whole gym is, first of all, but my specific hour at 1 is wild. And so I just think that you promoting that and us showing videos to people not everybody's doing rope climbs. We're doing curls. You don't have to get upside down on your head. You can do push press. Everything is modifiable.
It's Kandace doing this crazy shit next to 3 geezers. The
Every
three
day.
The three wise men.
And
They're teenagers trapped in 60-year-old bodies.
I love it.
And the classes, I think I'm using the right word, eclectic?
Yes.
Oh, eclectic?
Yes. It is very eclectic.
You got all walks of life that wouldn't congregate in the same building except for CrossFit.
Exactly. So you should feel welcome coming. Like if you haven't started, there's this spot for everybody.
There's no mirrors in here.
No mirrors. There is grunting.
There's grunting, but healthy grunting.
Yes, we love it.
There's no lunk alarm, Planet Fitness. Why do you have that?
There is no hunk alarm.
Let us be lunks.
We even have a bell to make your success
yes.
known. I mean, I just think getting someone new to come in the door is that. Just knowing that it's not just all of us. Sure, some of us are balls to the wall every day, but there are people who just come here just to just to laugh and like literally hold 10-pound dumbbells and have a great time.
Great point.
It's just, they're here to sweat and
that's such a great point, because there are people that are riding that line where they're like, all right, coach said do 30, let's do 15. They said to run 400, let's walk 200.
I'm proud of you for showing up anyway.
Amen.
You know what?
Wherever you're at, and
there's
some people going ballistic, but they coexist in beautiful holy fitness matrimony.
Yes.
And we're all here before the workout starts, high-fiving each other, cheering each other on. There's no egos. Everybody's pride is body slammed by the workout.
Yeah. You'll make them feel pumped the minute they get in the door.
Yes, and just take that open invitation and run with it. So that was great encouragement.
Yes. I remember my first day actually coming into Blur, and you were like, damn. He's like, it looks like you already got a pump on. I'm like, fuck yeah, I do. You know what I mean? I totally didn't, but it's just that little bit of confidence that you put into people. It's like, I was absolutely in love. I'm like, I'm coming tomorrow.
Well, I do feel God has blessed me with the vision of seeing the best in people, which I'm super grateful for.
100%.
And right when you walked in, you had already had a super solid base of CrossFit.
Yes,
and to see even from there how much further you've come.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. Everything I've learned being at Blur and just the amount of gains I've made.
And then seeing you kind of start to help people, I'm like, she's a coach.
That is how it trickled in. Yeah. That is how I started,
And I remember you were about to go down a different angle.
I was originally went to school for dental assisting.
That's
I'd
right.
done dental assisting for 8 years before I had kids, in the midst of having kids. And so when I had Rip, I was like, I need to do something else. Like I want to go back to teeth. So I started teeth whitening. And then truly 2 months after that, you called and you're like, hey, would you want to pick up a couple shifts at Blur, coach for me, the tribe? And I was like, sure, which was just funny because then I started taking off and picking up more hours, and it's like every time fitness kept coming back into my life. That was it for me though. I was lost. I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I want to do something. Was already personal training clients, but I still just felt like there was more. So because of you, and now I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do.
It's all been divine.
Pouring into people, I love it.
Yeah, no, and it's contagious. Your love for it radiates into everyone.
Yeah, I truly love coaching. I do.
Is there any last words you have for the Blur members or anybody listening?
No, I think if it just takes one step, just show up, come work out with us, come have fun. I think having fun every day is more important to me than fitness, even though I really just feel like the positive attitude and the energy and just being around people who support you is number one.
Amen.
So you really don't know what other people are going through.
That was something I knew when Blur was created. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't a place of serious people being serious and mean mugging.
That's why I truly believe God put me exactly where I needed to be. I love laughing. I laugh every single day. We giggle.
Giggle.
And so if you're in need of that in your life, come hang out with us.
Let us tickle your funny bone. Let us tickle your funny bone. Cut! Yeah!
There we go, we did it!
Yeah! Yeah! We did it!
Take this shit off me.
That was such a good ending.
Take a lap. Everybody take a lap.
Let's go! Let's go! Oh, shit. The best one yet. That was the best one yet.
That was
We were funny. That was so good.
That was good.
Oh,
thanks, friend.
Thank you, Kandace.